Emollients are actually extremely important in the care of the skin, not only in atopic dermatitis but in very many diseases. And emollients do not only act as a skin barrier enhancer. The real role of emollients is much bigger. They do influence the further development of the inflammatory status, like for instance in atopic dermatitis. They are very popular nowadays, and the number of different types of emollients, the newer types of emollients like Emollients Plus are being developed. So they have got a very, very important place in the treatment of the whole variety, the very wide spectrum of skin diseases related to the dryness of the skin. They have got the purpose for increasing the humidity of the skin, like humectants. They are also acting as an occlusive type of the skin treatment, but they also have got anti-inflammatory effect depending on the type of the emollient. Sometimes the ingredients of the emollients, they are so sophisticated. They are also composed of bacterial lysates that they can act anti-inflammatory itself. So this is the reason we look at the emollients nowadays not only as some kind of an additional treatment. It is the basic emollient treatment of the dry skin. And the way they do actually act is very, very wide, and depending on the type and depending on the ingredients they are composed of. In atopic dermatitis, the question of emollients and glucocorticosteroids, the topical ones, is very complicated because depending on the stage of the inflammatory process, if the inflammation of the skin is very much developed, is severe, then the steroids should be used to reduce the inflammatory process, and then you continue with the emollients. On the other hand, nowadays you have emollients which are especially prepared for severe inflammatory stage, like in sprays and so on. So even if you have excoriations and so on, you can apply it on a very much distracted skin. When you are getting improvement by steroids or other drugs you use in the treatment of atopic dermatitis, then you continue with the emollients. So actually, when you look at the pyramid of the treatment of dry skin-related diseases, inflammatory skin diseases, emollients are the most important ones to start with. We say you will never get anywhere without the proper use of emollients, because they do improve the skin barrier. So even if you are looking at the newly developed biological medications, without the improvement of the distracted skin barrier with emollients, you will not achieve the real success. Well, I would say that we will not manage without emollients nowadays. They are extremely important in the dry skin diseases, and this is not only atopic dermatitis. They repair the skin barrier, and the Emollients Plus, they are also composed of active ingredients which improve the final effect of using this type of treatment, because we call it a treatment, emollient treatment.